10 is like I'm on top of the mountain. I'm flying with Chuck Norris through the clouds.
Bob Ross is there
Bob
painting
Ross
it the whole
painting
time.
Like... Hey guys, welcome back to the Unmasked podcast. My name is Michael.
I'm Zach.
I'm Irie.
I'm Grace.
And as you can tell, we're joined by two guests that you guys have not met yet.
Oh yeah, so a little bit of context. Back in the day, prior to us actually posting these and practicing, because we didn't know what we were doing.
We know what we're doing?
No, but we're gonna pretend we do. Our boy Irie here used to actually help out with us back when it was in the garage.
Yeah, in the garage with horrible sound. And I'm
Dude,
not
that
saying
goes hard though. The garage.
I'm not saying this sound is good. I mean, it could be. I haven't listened to it.
I think it's better. I mean,
I haven't critically listened to it. It's better.
A few
I
podcasts.
think it sounds good.
Yeah.
I listened to it.
Sounds good to
Grace
me.
is our biggest fan. That's why we're
She
here.
is. That's the only reason she's here. And if you guys are really big fans, email us your phone number. You may get on the podcast.
We will bring you all the way out to the lovely city of Fort Wayne.
On your dime.
On your dime. If you already live here. And you can be on our podcast.
No, for real.
Yes.
Yay. What a great thing you've done.
For Irie and Grace, we like to do these, they're just conversations. That's all they are. We just talk about mental health, see how you're doing, just see what's going on in the wacky world of us. And
Yeah,
so
there's a lot of wacky.
that's deep. So do one of you two brave souls want to volunteer to have your brain open up
You know,
and us dive deep into it?
I've had my brain opened up before. Not actually.
Whoa.
I was about to say, you have never told us that story.
No.
Some tea.
No.
Yeah, I had a lobotomy 3 years ago. That's crazy. Imagine. Okay, sorry, you were saying?
No. I've had people talk to me about mental health before, so
Yeah.
I'll go first, I guess.
Sweet. Well, I appreciate that. I know it's not easy to volunteer to do that.
I think it's funny, because I was at work today. I thought it was funny that today had to be the day that we were actually doing the podcast because something really crappy happened at work.
Oh, boy.
So that's fun. I found out that my job is on the line right now.
Oh,
I did not know that at all.
what a deal. What a deal.
Very, very fun.
Hey, been there.
Yeah, and it's not my fault. So that's even better.
Oh,
Dang. Well, how does that make you feel?
Horrible and like I'm a failure. I'm going to be completely honest.
That's
Had
a
to.
response.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's honest.
That's a very honest
I
response.
mean, I like you said, you've been there. I've been there. I mean, I don't know how else you would feel being
Yeah.
outside of that. Is like, especially if you said it's not your fault and it's someone else's, and you just found out. Like, that's a lot to process all at once.
Yeah, I definitely, when they had first, brought me into the meeting and everything and, talked to me and everything, I definitely tried seeing how it was my fault and everything, which I can see part of it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, none of these issues started happening until, my bosses started not communicating with me. And then they're telling me I'm not communicating. I'm like,
Oh, daggum.
okay.
That's always tough.
Yeah,
So
that's the
that
worst.
was...
Well, I'm quoting another podcast I listen to here, but they say what is known is manageable. So if there's no communication, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. I mean, yeah, you can't, especially if you didn't if there was issues and you just didn't know they were issues.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's just something people struggle with is not only just communication, but almost confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a
definitely
healthy
struggle with
level of confrontation. Because you need to confront things.
Yeah.
As much fun, and no, that's not fun at all. But I mean, it goes for you, confronting them about issues and then vice versa.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know that things need fixed if you don't know about it? You
Yeah.
know?
Irie is over there laughing. I think he has
loves
some input
confrontation.
on
Ooh,
this.
we got some wisdom from Irie. Let's hear
It's
it.
not.
Oh,
It's me doing my walk, but it's more of just what Michael said. It's always a healthy level of confrontation, but I just look at it personally. Now, this is me because I haven't said this out open, but I look at it as just, hey, let's have an adult conversation and get some stuff ironed out.
That's how it most of the time should be.
And then it don't have to be nothing negative, so to speak.
Yeah.
Let's just
got to handle it.
let's just talk. Yeah, like let's just, because for instance, like y'all have known, stuff just keep happening. Then it's like you got to nip it in the bud sooner or later.
It eventually just blows up if you don't.
Exactly.
And
So
you just end up quitting your job. Anyway, well, we won't talk about me right now.
Exactly.
We won't talk about me.
Man, we're all in the struggle bus, huh?
yeah,
Man, that's rough. Well, so I guess how did they, when they initially came to you today and were like, "Hey, this is the situation. This is what's going on." Like, how did they approach it? Okay, in your opinion, or like,
I mean,
how did that go?
see, I think that they did it a pretty good way. It's kind of hard to like really like. I mean, I've had all day to think about it because it was like at 8:30 this morning.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst. Because then you literally all day.
I had to be around them all day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was bad.
They're like, hey, you just got here, but you may not be here much longer.
Yeah, they're like, hey, so
That
this
sounds
is
rough.
happening. Final warning. I'm like, fine. I only had one talk about this, and I thought I was doing better.
Where's
But
first and second and third warning?
yeah, exactly.
Where are those at?
Who's on first?
No,
Warnings on second.
no, but I think they did the best that they could. Because my actual like boss, because I have two bosses. He's more like me, so he doesn't really like confrontation as much, but he's gotten like really good at it because of more experience and stuff.
he's a boss. He has to.
Yeah. So, and then my other boss is like Irie over here that loves confrontation, and
I don't think he
just-
loves it. I think he views it as necessary to continue life. I think
I know
that's probably
sometimes
what
it
is.
feels like he likes it.
Sometimes
but-
you actually get thrown into it. Sometimes, bro.
yeah.
I think there's a healthy in between for both of those. Like,
Oh yeah.
It is.
not
bro.
being
Oh, yeah.
too confrontational to where it's an issue, but then also knowing like, hey, if I don't speak up, it's only gonna get worse. And so it's like it's finding that fun balance that's
Yeah.
never easy.
Yeah. Well, and it gets to the point too where if you don't speak up, I mean, like you could be afraid. Oh, if I speak up, say in a work situation, if I speak up, I may get in trouble and lose my job. Well, it could get to that point if you don't speak up anyway.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
you got to kind of weigh your odds there.
Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what happened with me because there was issues that I tried speaking up on and never fully flat out did. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why it got to this point. And they're like, are you just not comfortable like asking us questions so we can help you? Because I'm used to just, I get the work and that I have to do it and I don't get help because it's my job. It's not theirs. So I don't want to be a burden to them.
Yep.
And they're like, you're never a burden. And I'm like, okay, you can say that.
Right.
And I'm not going to believe it.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, I think they did it a good way. I feel like it could have been better in some way, like not in the morning, but
Or maybe,
maybe warned me about it.
yeah, that's what maybe tell you before it gets to the final warning.
Yeah.
Heads up.
That's
They
like
just-
starting the Daytona 500 and waving the white flag for the last lap like immediately.
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so I imagine because of that, like anybody would be feeling like pretty stressed, pretty anxious. Like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And like, what's tomorrow look like? So I guess my question is, what do you do? Like, what's your plan? On like, hey, I'm feeling pretty stressed. I feel, anxious about what's going on. Like, typically when you're in situations like this, what do you do to like deal with that?
Well, honestly, I'm really bad at dealing with stress. Normally I just like put music on and just go in like a little like time by myself. Like after this, when I left the meeting and had to like drive back because it was here in Fort Wayne, but I work in another city, so I had to drive back. And while that, I called Andrew Womack's prayer line so I could just have someone else and just like pray for me while I'm driving, because I'm like over here like bawling my eyes out, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Nothing's helping. And then I put worship music on because that helps normally. So it kind of calmed me down a bit. I got a lot of stuff out, but
There you go.
like in the long run, honestly, I thought it was funny that this got brought up because there was a position that opened up at my work, and someone came to me and said that they think that I'd be interested in it and that it could suit me really good. And I was like,
Oh, there you go.
okay. And then this came up, and I'm like, okay, well, prepare for the worst. Let me look into this more and just see how it actually is. So I did, and I was like, okay, well, let me just, in case, just put in that I'm interested in it
Yeah.
and stuff. But, you know, if it's God's will of it to happen or me to stay, you know, something,
Yeah.
he's going to make it known. So
That's true.
Yeah.
kind
Well,
of
that's
just.
good. I mean, it sounds like you've got some healthy coping
Yeah.
mechanisms in place. I know
Try.
music, worship music.
Your coping mechanisms are much better than mine are.
Yeah,
right
a
now.
lot.
I'm
Oh,
just
they
gonna
used to
throw
be
that out
bad. I
there.
used to just put angry
Those are
music
ideal
on and
ones.
scream at everything.
Hey, sometimes that's a good way to cope with it too. It just
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah,
You know.
different people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To each his own.
One thing that kind of stood out when you're that you said you do is you like reach out to like that prayer line or whatever. Do you
That was
find?
my first time today.
Oh, it was your first time?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel? Do you feel like that helped? Like just
It
talking to
definitely
someone and
did.
knowing that someone's like praying and thinking about it.
Yeah, because no
you.
one knows the situation. So
Right.
talking to someone that doesn't know you, doesn't know anything that you're going through.
Third party.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good. And hearing them actually like pray over you, and then sometimes even like today, some of the stuff that the person was saying on the other line was like confirmation for other stuff I've been praying about.
Oh wow.
And I'm
There you
like,
go.
well, that's funny. That's cool.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah.
I've never called a prayer line. Like I've been
Yeah.
tempted
No,
to,
I've never.
but I've never like had the courage to call some stranger and be like, "Yo, dog, I am like not good right now."
Yeah.
Like I've never had that courage. So kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I know like well for those listening, if you are dealing with like a lot of stress and anxiety and it gets too bad, there's also like mental health prayer line or call
Absolutely.
lines.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not necessarily prayer lines. I mean those are there too. Use those.
Yeah.
Um
Use your resources.
yeah, for sure. 988
Yep,
suicide
that's- yep.
awareness one. So that's
It's a good one.
Dude, I had that number memorized.
well that's
Well, it's only 3 numbers.
No, like,
and
the-
one of them's
like-
repeated.
No, no, like there was a
Two numbers.
specific one I was like I had memorized. I can't remember.
Is it the
now.
Logic song?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it wasn't because of the song. It just was because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
struggles in
Okay.
the past. Yeah,
Hey, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. We all go through it at some point. Well, most of us do. Not
Yeah.
I can't say everyone, but
Right.
a lot of people go through it, and it's okay to reach out for help. Then
Yeah.
if that's something you feel you need to do, and if I know there's people that don't think it's okay, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just remind yourself, hey, people are here to help me.
Well, and feel free like if we're asking or getting too deep, like we
Oh,
can
no.
we can always I am
It's
curious
fine.
though. You said that like it's been worse in the past and like that you've had to look for resources like that. I guess altogether, right? Like over the years and where you're at today on a scale of like 1 to 10, and this is like lifetime wise, right? Like the
Okay.
lowest low being like a 1, right? And 10 is like I'm on top of the mountain, I'm flying with Chuck Norris through the clouds.
Bob Ross is there.
Bob
painting
Ross
it the whole
painting
time.
it, like- and number one being like I have that number memorized and I'm ready to go. Like
Yeah.
where would you put yourself given like what's going on, the work situation, life,
like just now or like my whole.
just like right now compared to your whole life.
Oh
I don't know. Does that make sense?
So
yeah, I think
Okay.
so. I'd like to say I think I'm at like a 7.
That's
That's really
five.
that's
really
not bad.
good.
Yeah, you get an applause for that one. There you go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, given the stressful circumstances, like that's
I think it's because
Yeah.
I've been like at a 1
yeah.
so
Yeah.
much in the past
Mm-hmm.
that this feels obviously like this is stressful, but it feels like it's just like a little
Yeah.
rock
Yeah.
being thrown at me.
That's
That's
really like good to be able to look at it with that perspective.
Yeah.
To realize
Yeah.
like, yeah, this really sucks, but I've been through worse and I know that this is going to get better. Like
Yeah.
that's a really good encouragement, or should be. So
Yeah.
that's good. That's cool. Zach, do you have any questions?
No, I was just going to say if we get too deep, so they gave me these noisemakers. So if you just make a lot of silence, I'll just push a button and we'll move on. So you shouldn't have gave me these things, Michael. I'm going to be pushing them the
I
entire
know.
time. You probably regret
I'm
it.
surprised.
I've already pressed it 3 times and you didn't know it.
What do you mean?
I've pressed it 3 times.
I know the clapping one.
Yes, I know. Just it's okay. The listeners are laughing at this right now. It's fine. Keep going.
Great. Okay. Wait, like I don't hear it?
No, you hear it.
Oh,
You
well,
just
I've heard
ignore.
those.
You either ignore it or you just don't realize that's what's happening.
It's not just the clapping.
You mean
No, there's a lot more of them.
You mean it's not the live studio audience we're sitting in front of?
Yes, yes, it is. Come on, live studio audience. Let's show some
Yeah.
support here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Oh, who let that guy bring that in?
How did we get all those people in this bedroom? I don't know. Keep going.
It's like the TARDIS. Oh, people are gonna know I'm a nerd now.
Oh, gosh.
It's okay.
Anyways, okay. Well, is there anything that we can do as your friends, as your support?
That's a good question. He asked me if I had a question, so I'm stealing that. Is there anything we can do?
questions.
Honestly, I'm really bad at answering that because I don't know. Because I always feel like I have to carry everything.
Follow-up question.
Oh,
What do you feel you need to continue on? That will tell us how we can help.
bro, I don't know. Honestly, just encouragement.
There we go. That's what we can do.
We can do that.
Yeah, that's really it. Because I really don't know what else. Because it's not like y'all can stand in my position and take care of everything for me.
That's
Because I'm an adult, kind of have to do that.
True.
So,
Speaking facts.
yeah.
Come on, Irie. You're supposed to jump in. That's your line.
Facts.
Facts.
Thank you.
It's a little rusty. It's been a while since he's been behind the
also,
microphone.
huge thanks to him too for Andrew Womack's prayer line because he's actually the one that sent it to me because we
Oh.
do that. We listen to that all the time. So
That's cool. I've never heard of that, so that's pretty neat. Well, yeah, we'll definitely be encouraging you and checking in and making sure that
Yeah.
you know that
Thanks.
we're here for you,
Yeah.
because that's rough. I mean, adulting, jobs, cars, life,
money,
money,
debt.
No motivation.
like
Amen.
adulting is so hard, and like nowadays, it feels like everything is amplified by like
Inflation.
by a lot, like just everything, like. Yeah, just stress, like watching the world around us kind of go crazy, and then
Yeah.
it's just a lot.
I blame technology. I know we're doing a podcast and literally putting out so people can use technology to find resources, but I blame technology.
I think there's so much at play, but yeah, technology is definitely a big.
That's a
part.
big factor.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of people who just got mad at me, but it's fine.
I mean, I think this is a fact. I don't think you can be mad at that statement. I
Okay.
mean, things have like the rapid growth of technology and information and all that has just like
Yeah,
increased everything around us, and so
Yeah. for sure.
Well, what time? What time are we at?
18.
18. Okay.
Yeah, we're well, that's what it is before edit. So those of you who are listening, we may not be at 18 minutes.
No. Yeah.
We're leaving this in though.
We might just cut out every
No, we're leaving
word
this
that I
in.
put in, and then it would just make for a really weird podcast where you guys.
Where it's just Grace saying things, nothing
oh,
else.
please don't, please
There's no
don't.
sound. It's just Grace sitting there.
Grace talking to herself.
I called Andrew Womack. No. There's podcasts like that out there though, but it's
Really?
kind of lonely. Yeah, people just sit
Oh
there
yeah,
and
yeah.
talk.
Like true crime.
John Cooper.
I love
Who's that?
podcasts.
Oh,
Isn't he the lead singer of Skillet?
yes.
Oh, okay. I was right. I was gonna try to make a joke, but I was actually right.
Oops.
Whoops.
Well, this has been fun.
This is gonna be like a short episode for midweek. Like midway through, we'll just throw this one in there. Like, hey
Wednesday
guys,
drop.
here's a short little check-in, just for you guys out there. So I just want to thank you all for listening to the Saturday short. I'm saying it's coming out on a Saturday right now. because I just
Right now, I have to post. I'm posting this on a Wednesday.
Hey, this one's coming out on a Saturday. This is a Saturday short.
You gotta make sure it's
No,
on Saturday.
No, I'm gonna do it on a Sunday just to mess with people.
That's
They're gonna
fine.
be like, what's going on?
I mean, if you do it late enough on Saturday, they won't listen to it till Sunday anyway.
I'm gonna post at 11:59 p.m.
That's
on a
the
Saturday.
middle of the day.
Oh my gosh!
No, it's not. That's these at 11:59 p.m. That's like right before midnight. I'm
Right
stupid.
before midnight.
Gosh,
You had me second guessing.
I thought you
wait a
said
minute.
I thought you said 12:59 p.m. I'm like, that's the middle of the day, sir. So
Oh.
I'm bad at hearing.
You're canceled.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna post at 11:59, so you're right,
I'm barely right.
barely right,
I'm
but
fine with
people
that.
aren't gonna listen to it until Sunday.
I'm fine with that. All right. Well, thanks again, guys, for listening. I'd like to thank Grace for sharing
Yeah.
everything she has. Irie may share in the next podcast. We don't know what he's doing. He's just kind of sitting there right now.
I'm just listening.
Well, there you go. So guess who's talking in the next Saturday short?
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks,
listening.
guys. We really appreciate it. Catch you next time.
Thanks so much for tuning in to the Unmasked podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. You can find more content like this on our website at unmaskedculture.org. While you're there, consider supporting us by making a donation. Your donation will help us pursue our mission to change how the world views mental health. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Thanks again for listening, and until next time, start the conversation.